Hey, what's going on, guys? How you guys doing? David here. Just wanted to introduce you guys to a set of tie rods that I got my hands on the other day. So James Shelley with Performance Side-by-Side Bushings was kind enough to send me out a set of his 1.25 inch 7075 billet aluminum tie rods. These things come equipped with top of the line hardware from Kryptonite, made right here in the USA. Let's jump back a few days. I want to take you guys through the installation process and show you how I got these installed on my machine. Alright guys, so I've made myself a set of tie rods on my old machine a long time ago, and one thing that I was not a fan of was the steering rack boots. So these are some steering rack boots off of a Toyota Corolla, and it's actually the ones that I used, same ones that I used on my others. I'm gonna see if I can't make these fit around those tie rods. So this is gonna basically be what keeps everything out of my steering rack. So I'll put up a little screenshot of where you can find this. I got mine off Amazon. So basically, this is what you come up with. I took off the outer heim joint and used a little bit of PB Blaster, put it on the edge there, and just slid it on. Give me 1 second, I'll show you. PB Blaster, penetrating catalyst. This is good stuff to have. If you don't have this in your garage, go get some. So what we're going to do is we're going to spin off this heim joint. We're going to take our boot out of the box. Now, this does come with some band clamps. I'm not going to use these band clamps. I'm actually just going to use some zip ties. Because sometimes you just need to be able to get into your steering rack. You don't want to have to deal with metal band clamps trying to get them cut open and whatnot. You run the risk of tearing your boot. So, like I said, all we're going to do here is just put a little bit of a PB Blaster on here. Now, the cool thing that James Shelley did over at Performance Side-by-Side Bushings, like, let me tell you, he did a lot of cool shit on these, okay? One of the biggest things was the fact that there are flat spots. Okay, this is nice because you can put a wrench on it. Well, he was thoughtful to keep it down at the outer side so you can actually adjust these all the way from the wheel. You don't actually have to get way up in here. Some of the other designs are in the middle. It just makes it a pain in the ass. It's nice to have it out here. You're just basically going to take this side, stand it up like this, and just press it down. Just go slow and be careful. And you're just basically going to slide that part down like this. And now, on my other machine, I actually didn't even use a clamp on this side. And it's been running like that for years. So, I mean, you can put a clamp around this if you want to. I probably will on these ones. But, yeah, other than that, that's basically it. Now all you're going to do is you're going to put your heim joints back in on this side. And then we're going to go and thread these up into the steering rack. What we're going to do is we'll then put our boot on last. That's the last step. Boot's the last step. Alright guys, well this next step is going to require a 19mm socket, or you can use a 3/4. It's also going to require an 8mm hex head. I'm going to slide this bad boy in just like that. Put the washer on. And then we're going to install the nut. Alright guys, so we went ahead and installed the inner heim joint on the rack. We put a little bit of red Loctite on that and just hand tightened it in. I'm going to go ahead and tighten it with the wrenches the rest of the way, and then start prepping the tie rod to put in. Man, there's some loud music playing outside. All right, sorry for that, guys. Anyways, what we're gonna do here is we've already went ahead and installed the heim joint on the outside. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and thread this one in on the inside. We'll go ahead and we'll feed our tie rod up here. And we'll just start threading it on. Alright guys, so the next step is going to be to basically, now that we've got our tie rod threaded all the way in, we've got our heim joint threaded all the way in, it's going to seem weird, but you'll understand why here in a second. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our heim joint and we're going to slide it onto there. Now we're going to insert your top bushing. Goes right on there. This is your misalignment bushing. And all these heim joints are all Teflon sealed, which is nice. I need a 19mm wrench because this isn't going to work, because it's going to hit. Be right back. Alright, so like I said, 19 or a 3/4. I got a 3/4. Now, I don't have a torque spec on this, so use your best judgment. I'm actually using it to tighten up the bottom nut as well. One thing I won't do though is once you get it snug on there, make sure that you don't go too far with it, because if you strip this out, it's going to really suck. Just something to keep in mind. Now all we have to do is do the other side, and then the reason why I have everything scooted in, or I'm sorry, turned in, is because the way that these are designed is one side has normal threads, the other side has reverse threads, and what that allows you to do is it allows you to just twist the rod in order to get your alignment correct. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep everything twisted in as small and as compact as can be, so that way we know what our small setting is. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to keep each side the same amount of turns, and then we'll take our measurements and we'll do our little fine adjustments from there. All right, guys, so here's something to keep track of. If you got a dynamic setup like I do, one thing that you should be doing while you're in here, making sure that steering wheel is pointed the direction that it's supposed to be. What people forget to do is they come out here, they install their tie rods, they come up here in the center of their wheel, and they're like, hell yeah, dude, we're good to go. Well, then when they turn their machine on and they go to their active suspension page, they realize that their steering wheel, according to the computer, looks like it's turned. So you might want to make sure you're turning your key on and verifying that your computer knows that your steering wheel is pointed straight too before you start setting all of your alignment up. Now that we've got our steering wheel centered and our computer knows where it's at, and it knows that it's centered as well, we can go ahead and start doing our adjustments here. You're gonna make sure that everything that you do on one side, you do on the other. You wanna keep everything symmetrical. This is gonna be key to making sure that your shit tracks straight down the road. All right, guys, so I have these are like, I call them alignment sticks. I basically made them. They're just some little angle iron. They bolt onto your hubs. They just give you a straight edge to measure off of. You can measure off your tires if you want. However you want to do this part, it's up to you. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna take, and where I know that these are in the lowest setting, I'm gonna go ahead and put them right there, and I'm gonna put a line right here. That's just gonna give me something to count when it comes around, so that way I can keep track of how many turns. Perfect. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna just start getting everything aligned. All right, so we got our alignment sticks on there, and I've got everything pretty much roughed in. Here's one thing I want you guys to remember. When you're doing your alignment like this,
if you've got all the suspension completely drooped, don't do your alignment like that. What you want to do is you want to unbolt the bottom shock on both sides, and you want to try and get those A-arms up just about to where they would be if they were stock. So that way you're not putting any pull on your tie rods. Nothing's out of alignment. It's all correct geometry wise, just as if it was sitting on the ground. This will save you a lot of time from having to take the tires on, or put the tires on, take the tires off, and keep rechecking and redoing it over and over and over again. So,
all right, so now we got our strap. It's linked around our shock here. We're gonna go ahead and pull this out. So now what we're gonna do is we'll tighten this up. All right, so now that we got that there, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the jack stands underneath our hubs. And we're gonna lift it up to the point where we think it's a good height. I'd probably shoot for that. Looks pretty good. Go to the other side. So yeah, now we're going to do our fine-tuning adjustments from here and get everything aligned how we want it, and then we're going to put everything back together. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure from the front side of this stick to the front side of that stick, and then I'm going to measure from the back side to the back side. And what I'm shooting for is I want this distance to be 1/8 of an inch bigger than the rear. Now, this is the part of the video I want you to keep in mind. This is the way I do it. I like my machines to be toe out in the front by 1/8 of an inch. The reason for that is because it keeps your machine from tracking, like when you drive and when you steer. And I think it just gives a lot more stability coming into corners. I'm not a professional, just after all the years that I've been doing anything on side-by-sides, four-wheelers, anything like that, that's how I was taught. So you can do it that way. You can make them even. You could make them fucking 4 inches different. I don't care. You can put them on upside down. Either way, that's the way I do it. I use the sticks too. You can use tires. You can put it on the ground. You don't have to disconnect the shocks if you don't want to. It's 10 million different ways you could do this. I'm just showing you the way I do it. Alrighty, guys? So, I'm going to get this stuff lined up. Get it pieced together how I want it. I'm going to bolt these shocks back up. And we're going to get these wheels and tires back on, alright? Alright, now, there's a big difference in your measurements when you have your suspension up. So before we were sitting at like 62 inches wide, or I forget what it was exactly, something around there. But now we're almost 69 inches wide. So now I'm going to compare this to the back. These sticks really just make it that much easier for one person to be able to do this. Oh man, that's really close. Alright guys, so this is basically the end of the line. This is where the installation starts finishing up. So what you're going to do here is you're going to tighten up your jam nuts, and you're going to do that on both the inner and outer portions. So you're just going to tighten that all the way down to the shaft, to your tie rod, okay? And you're going to do this on both sides. Now, what else you're going to do is you're going to get yourself a crescent wrench or something that you can grab a hold of this, because you're going to need to hold this shaft still while you tighten these. You can use a little bit of red Loctite. Some people do, some people don't. I am going to. Make sure your heim joints are center. Get yourself a crescent wrench or some other device. Make sure you don't twist this. You don't want...
It made a heart.
Oh, good job. So you don't want to twist this one. You want to keep it where it's at.
But my heart is almost.
What I'm going to do here is I'm going to slide this boot the rest of the way up. Now, you do not have to use this specific boot that I do. The reason why I use it is simply because It's longer and it reaches over the entire joint. And the stock one, I noticed after a while, tends to pop off of here sometimes.
All right, so now that we got the tie rods on, everything's seated. We got our boots pushed up on. We got our zip ties wrapped around those. I think they turned out freaking sweet. I'm gonna get the tires put on, get these jack stands pulled out of here, get everything back on the ground.
So there you have it, guys. Performance side-by-side bushings tie rods for the Turbo S 2019. I can't wait to freaking go riding, guys. I'm so excited. But yeah, they turned out nice. They look great, fit great. The install was super easy. Yeah, if you guys want to use those boots that I used, you can do that. They're a little tougher to get on, but they cover the entire section. If you want to do the traditional boot, the one that comes with the machine, you can do that too. So check them out online, performancesidebyside-bushings.com, or you can check them out on Facebook at Performance Side by Side Bushings. James Shelley, shout out to you, brother. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for the support to the page. See you guys on the next one.